This is the Vegan Anarchist, and in this live stream, I'm gonna wait for people to come here. So, who's in my live stream right now? Well, anyways, I have a few topics like liberals being annoying, and one about Kim Kardashian and Trump. Oh God, and another one about how we focus all the time on some show getting canceled because some racist woman made a joke comparing someone to an ape. Apparently, people didn't report on the fact that they severely underestimated people who died in Puerto Rico. So, yeah. Oh, cool. Two people in. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of shit on the internet from liberals, and the reason is because a lot of liberals don't like because I dare say that LGBTQ folks like me or people of color, obviously I'm white, but I'm of Latino descent, Latino descent, and other marginalized people and the working class should arm themselves and form militia. And the liberals did not like that at all. It was horrible. I could show you if you go on my Twitter feed. I mean, you go on my Twitter, you could find, if you look far enough, you can find the conversation I was having with a bunch of libs. And then the horrible part, what made me feel icky, is a lot of Trump supporters didn't side with me, and that made me feel really icky. And so-called libertarians. Sorry, I knocked off my drumming thing, so my drumming chair. So, I'm learning bass, by the way, in case y'all don't know. I want to start a band. And I don't know why anybody's not commenting, but anyways, I stand by those comments that Latinx and blacks and people of color and working class people and queer people should arm themselves because we have to face the brunt of societal violence. We are more at risk, and we have to defend ourselves against state, police, capitalist violence, and ultimately end the domination we see in our society. This is not acceptable. Of course, they're like, is this a joke? Worst take ever. And I'm like, motherfucker, Malcolm X, original Black Panthers, and other people of that generation. I'm just echoing what they did, you know. Yeah, liberals, and then I was watching some video from the progressive voice, quote unquote, and he was responding to a video where a conservative claimed that fire departments and roads aren't socialism, which broken clock moment that conservative was right. I can't remember the person's name or know anything about her. But a lot of so-called progressives think, oh, the government gave money to roads or fire departments, and so that's that socialism. It's not. It enables exploitation and is still exploitative. It still exploits workers and there's still companies making a lot of money off of the labor that goes into it. But yeah, it is liberals. Liberals, man. And then, of course, someone called me an ableist slur, and then some jackass conservative is like, giving black people guns, they already commit most of the crimes. So why are you trying to make it easier, which is like completely racist? Also, white people commit lots of crimes too. Like, what about white on white crime? If everybody just talks about black and black crime, why not talk about white on white crime? Because I see white people like killing each other and fucking shooting each other up, and white people doing the mass shootings most of the time, or white men or men in general. You know, could the problem be could the problem actually lie in white supremacy or white can't remember that term, but basically there it is, and white entitlement, male entitlement. But of course, rather than like dealing with the obvious, they run with guns, which yeah, guns enable that stuff to happen, but like or not, the world is going to use guns. The state has the guns, and they have the most. And the state is historically the most violent institution of all of human history. To say that we need to have the government decide who can and can't have guns when when the state is the most violent institution of all of human history is quite hypocritical. Because we all know that they don't know that black people and people of color and queer and trans people and various other marginalized communities won't be discriminated against for getting background checks and guns. You really I don't know if they know that or not, but of course they were like, but black people or no Latinas are gonna die because if we fight back against those ICE terrorists. Oh no, 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 that's only gonna make it worse. Have you read American history? Which I'm like, motherfucker, I literally passed high school AP US history, and I even passed the AP exam with a 4. And I didn't get a 5 because I suck at writing. I got all the so basically I know that I'm not historically illiterate. Yes, the state does have a monopoly on use of violence. Yeah, but that's the problem, though. You can't call for gun control and then not call for state control. That's quite a hypocritical. So in the end, is all this is about is control. What statists want or capitalists is controlling people. Or for capitalists say they want profit, and if they can control people for profit, they would do it instantly. And that's kind of sick. Like, oh, we cannot fight back and defend ourselves from terrorists like ICE for just terrorizing our communities because we might die. Meanwhile, they're practically doing harassing people like like my community. And yeah, if you want to ban guns, disarm the police too. At least that's reasonable. Also, disarm the military. We should probably not have them anymore because they're just honestly just out there to murder people. That's what militaries do is just fucking murder people. But it's okay for them to have guns. Let's let cops in the military have guns, not people. Yes, because it's not like the state when it's threatened would use them on people or anything like that. Mm. But honestly, though, even though I did get a lot of crap and weirdly give opinion like a lot of conservatives, right libertarians liked it, which I define disgusting, even MAGA fucks. At least some of the radical leftist people agree with me, and there are people of color who and gay and queer people and LGBTQ folks who both vehemently disagree, but also sometimes also retweet or like me, which is a pretty interesting response. I mean, and I was basically responding to a tweet that was responding to which what this tweet that was responding to was pointing out that we have open carry camp and open carry at schools and that gay people might get shot, which and my reply was that we need to arm the LGBTQ people of colors and stuff like that because our rights and lives are being taken away from us. And of course, the person who made that comment was responding to this. I don't know if you heard of this white lady who was on Fox News who's to open carry and like she's conservative, has a Liberty hangout, whatever the bullshit it is. Liberty, lol. I don't know her name, but she claimed victimhood for because people pointed out her white privilege. Yeah, that's sad. That's really sad of her. Like, fuck her, man. Ugh, she liked my tweet. Hmm. Yeah, when liberals are to the and also like, don't people know that gun control is historically an authoritarian and right wing position? So when liberals come to be anti-gun or for gun control, they're being reactionaries, ironic, and authoritarians, and the conservatives, of course, are trying to harp on their freedom, but they don't want freedom. Weirdly enough, I was reading an article the other day, speaking of that actually centrists don't like democracy. They like overwhelmingly, even comparable to a far right, it's the centrists who don't like public institutions, don't like democracy, like or more authoritarians. The centrists are authoritarians. The far right also has the authoritarians, but the thing is, the left doesn't even score comparable in many of the studies. So the fishhook theory might actually be accurate in the PS horseshoe theory. But seriously, the liberals and centrists must be stopped, and so-called conservatives, libertarians, the right so-called libertarians, they basically ruined the name liberty and libertarian. I know because I'm a classical libertarian. But honestly, though, I stand by my Twitter post, the reply, and of course, people use ableist slurs against me, and because that's an argument is using ableist slurs, and of course, some of the people reacted like worst hot take. Yeah, that gun control is a little issue. Nice pun there. I think liberals are just stuck in guns are bad stage, and they need to level up. Yeah, well, yeah, guns kill people. That's what they're designed to do. But sometimes when your lives are at risk and your rights are being taken away and your livelihood is being taken away, you sometimes you gotta defend yourself. When you have Nazi gangs rolling on the streets, intimidating, harassing, and even murdering people and doing terrorism, which the government does, but they exempt themselves from their own definition. But that's a side issue. We need to defend ourselves against white nationalists. We can't trust the police. The police are infiltrated by white nationalists, and they have shown themselves to side with them over us. They rather side with actual fascists than people who resist fascists, who, by the way, have not killed anybody, but yet is somehow a worse terrorist threat than fascists who actually have murdered people and are among the biggest groups of terrorists in the United States in terms of body counts. Of course, they don't call it terrorism because a lot of times because they're not brown and Muslim, but still the same shit. At the end of the day, and I also stand by my my stances that we need to do tax resistance because. And I was gonna make a video about this last time, well, on Memorial Day, because because people were talking about the troops who risked their lives. Well, first of all, other countries, other sides have troops who risk their lives, and they have families too. People get mad at people like me whenever we challenge that the narrative that the military is all right and that the government is awesome when they blow brown people up. They get pissed off at me when I want to burn the American flag, but then they never ever turn around on people like Halliburton who make literally money off the grave. And I really wanted to do that, but I was unfortunately too busy. But Halliburton literally, like, there's a scene The brave dies and the cowards profit. It's a paraphrase of that, it's a short version. But basically, our wars, our wars, all those lost veterans should be remembered as personally they are brave, but they're pawns in the chessboard. They need to be remembered as on both sides of the conflict or multiple sides, who are victims, who are who are who are victims and who are drawn to a conflict, either brainwashed or forcibly sometimes. And we need to put an end to all those wars. I mean, yeah, I'm for class war and everything, but that's because, like, we're talking about people who literally profit off of wars and literally have shown themselves not to give a crap about human life and would leech off of everybody if they can. And ultimately, though, those wars, warfare is a horrendous activity. And we shouldn't just bomb other countries based off of state propaganda, you know, especially when the CIA and the State Department has lied. And apparently, former editors of the Times Magazine admitted on the Council for Foreign Relations of being a propagandist who, by the way, also worked for the State Department. Yes, our media is literally full of propagandists. And the fascists are right about that. That's why, and they use it as a weapon. But just because they're right on that point doesn't mean they're good. Fascists don't hate honest journalism. They just they want journalism to be on their side and constantly dick sucking them. Sorry, the homophobic slur. Sorry, but yeah, basically, I don't know why what my train of thought went, but when the wars and the propagandists we should call mainstream media the mainstream propaganda agency. CNN, FBI, the not the FBI, CNN, Fox News, MSNBS or MSNBC, who shield for the Democrats. Fox News shields for Republicans. CNN shields for all three of them. And the other news, mainstream news, are basic propaganda outlets. That's what they are. They're just as bad, if not worse, as many other state outlets because and that's saying something. And even Noam Chomsky wrote books on that, but oh no, no, no. As soon as Elon Musk suddenly discovered media journalism decades after Noam Chomsky wrote a book on it about false journalism, and Elon Musk then suddenly went from so-called libertarian to like basically quasi-fascist when he wants to basically start a site that will give ratings and truth and how his fans basically go around and destroying the reputation of media corporations who dare question his labor practice and safety practice, Elon Musk. And I knew Elon Musk was bad. I mean, I got a lot of shit for it from my classmates when I was in speech. But honestly, like, and I've been called a hater over not like Elon Musk, but hater, being critical of someone for bad labor practices is not being a hater. It's called an actual criticism. And he also leeches off his employees. That's why he's really anti-labor because it gets away of them leeching off their employees. Not to say unions are in this society are awesome because they can be tainted and corrupted by capital. But we still need to fight the the employing class. We still need to fight against the whole system. And I honestly like, if I have a magic switch, I'll get us the to get us to an anarcho-communist or anarchist at least, and with animal liberation and total liberation. I would flip it and avoid all of deaths. If I could get an anarchist society without without having this bloody revolutionary war, I would do it. I would in a heartbeat. But the rich don't want to. They will not give up their privilege. Some may, but most won't, or a lot of them won't. I can't say I'm saying we should do violence against them because that'll go against the YouTube terms of policy. So I would just leave it on. I'm just saying I'm just gonna leave it up in the air to what my actual position is because I don't want to get flagged. But people with power like kings don't like giving up their monarchy. In the French Revolution, you literally have to behead them, and that's just, of course, it's really inhumane. But revolutions, like other wars, are ugly. But honestly, I'm not foolish enough, and I'm too cynical also to think that they would transition to power like without resistance, because they are resisting, and they're vehemently. They have brainwashed armies of people who are brainwashed, entire media outlets, and they being capitalists, of course. Meanwhile, meanwhile, peasants, not well, workers, and like white majority of race and like the United States, white people are being tricked into believing that's the immigrants taking their jobs when it's actually the rich fuck who's taking advantage, or the bourgeois person who's giving immigrants their jobs because they can better exploit them than they can with the white working class people. So they're both victims of the same goddamn system. But but they don't know that. And the left has been really bad at marketing themselves and getting their message out there. We don't have the same luxury as writers do because we don't have billion-dollar think tanks. I don't have a George Soros check as much as people accuse me. I joke about having George Soros checks. But, oh, by the way, if you have George Soros, please give me money so I can have a revolution and abolish your privilege, please. Because totally would do that. But look, I don't like violence, but at the same time, sometimes violence has to be done. I mean, revolutions often have to happen. Rights, we live in a violent society as it is, and it's kind of foolish to expect that not being nonviolent will help you when all it does is reinforce state power. And I wish we have a society where there isn't mass shootings and when people actually have health care and people actually have workers controlling their own lives and destiny and no state and all this stuff that comes with anarchism and sometimes anarcho communism, sometimes vegan anarchism or queer anarchism. Yes, I'm not saying we draw imaginary lines, but I'm saying if I could, if I had the power to, I would. But I know we can't. Please stop drawing imaginary lines. The elite have done enough of that. We need to chill and come together. All of us against the 1%. Come on, they wouldn't stand a chance. Exactly, though. No, I would say bourgeois because it's more like 2% or 3% of the country. Ugh. But yeah, the capitalist class. What do you say to right wing populist movements who hate immigrants and are anti government for the wrong reasons? I don't know what to say though. Oh, thanks to Samurai Rock, because I want to tell them that I would. I don't. They wouldn't listen to me, but if I could, I would try to show them that the problem isn't the immigrants. The problem is their bosses. The problem is to stay in the problem is their bosses. That's the problem. Now, would they listen? Not necessarily, but you kind of have to. If people don't know that, they're gonna think immigrants did it. That's the problem. And we need to build up a leftist, anarchist, South left, South lobbying libertarian left because the political compass were South and then left. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool slang term, but we need to build broad coalitions of lip socks and anarchists from individualists, not anarchists because they're not anarchists, to ANCOPs, to mutualists, to queer anarchists, which I'm one, to green anarchists, which I'm one, to anarcho feminists, which I'm one, too. We need to build a broad coalition of anarchists because there is only one type of anarchist. There is only one anarchist. There is only one anarchist, and not mean one person. But out of one seed, the anarchist seed, you get like transhumanists and people who want to live relatively with not as much technology, to algorithms worshippers, to sun worshippers, to atheists. But liberty is a precious seed. And I just would like to end in a note that man, immigrants are worried about having immigrants are worried about having enough. I get it. If we all came together, would there be enough of jobs and food supply for everybody? There would be no one to suppress clean energy. Yeah, that's exactly. The vast majority of the population don't own factories or stores or workshops. They work for someone who do or don't have access. Period. If we unite and actually get militant, they will fucking lose their chains. I mean, billionaires are already talking about how they're worried about how their wealth might be destabilizing and may cause people to, go French Revolution on them, and they're already scared. But if that actually happens, I mean, they will shit their pants and tremble. They will literally, the bourgeois, the capitalist bourgeois, would literally tremble on and tremble and be brought down to their knees at best when we unite. And then, of course, they would try to fight back with fascism. But with enough of the population, yeah, they have all the gold. There will be no one to say no to trade. No to trade. That would be freaking awesome. I mean, if you're a mutualist, I'm a more of a communist, but yeah, yeah, if you want to, yeah, I wouldn't stop you. I'm for mutual aid and stuff like that, free stores. But yeah, gift economies. But yeah, we need to unite. That's the like yes, black working class people or have the problems with racism that white working class people do. But at the end of the day, we're all still suffering under this capitalism. Even bourgeois people suffer. Even Marx has wrote about that. But really, at the end of the day, we need to reach out as many to working class people as possible and have a united front against capital. And that's how we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to reach out and not be defeated like we've been. We have to We have to do outreach. We have to start media shows that appeal to mainstream audience. Yes, bro, I agree with you. We probably won't even have to use weapons. But since they got crazy weapons, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hopefully we don't have to. Would I bet that we won't have to? No. I would not bet on that. I would probably bet that they might have to. I I just don't like it. But I also don't like people dying without food or healthcare, shelter, or various other reasons, or like and people being exploited. And to end on a high note, um, I would like to say in a high note that sorry, I'm not going to VidCon, but I am currently um not me personally, but we have in the season we seen about recent years an increase of awareness and class consciousness. We have seen strikes going through the roof. We have seen people going direct actions. We even seen the Canadian Liberal Party denouncing those strikes, which, by the way, I support because fuck those libs. So this story is far from over. We may not avoid the word. We may not avoid climate crisis completely, but if we unite, we can avoid the worst of it. We could build a world that people would actually want to live in. And with that, I would like to say I'm speechless. Yeah, I would like to say this is the vegan anarchist. No meat, no milk, no masses. Viva la anarchy. See ya.